How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Fourever Arsenal podcast. Jordan, why are you shaking your head?
He's gutted. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Off air, he said he's gutted. It weren't a draw today like that. He's a Man United fan.
You've done me already. 8 seconds in, you've done me already. You've done me straight in. Early little
One of these days, he's going to pull off a mask, and there's going to be like, I don't know, it's going to be Fred or something like that. You know what I mean? We've been podcasting
or
with
someone.
Fred for so long, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you've done me. Sorry, Turkish.
You're doing so well, Jordan, as well. But we are going to get into that later on in the show, the prediction table and whatnot. But there's a whole heap of positives to talk about. To be honest with you, I don't know where to start on the positives, but what I am going to start with is bigging up Jordan, Lee, and James. We're doing a 10 past midnight Fourever Arsenal special. Listen, James is cool. He's young. He's all about this rather than the 7-8 a.m.s. But a special thank you to Jordan and Lee judges because they're the ones that like the 7 a.m. pods over the midnight and 11 p.m. one. So thank you guys for making this happen.
Anything for you.
Lee,
to put it into context, their midnight is like my 5 a.m. So I do really appreciate it. Thank you.
Lee, still doing your homework or what? What's going on there?
I'm just looking for another better comment and all that, like, so but I couldn't find. Sorry for I've got a real horrendous cold at the moment, like, so I'm not at my best, you know what I mean. So
we'll drag you through, mate. We'll drag you through. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah. If you it'd be about time you can help me through this, like, it'd be very good, like,
We'll carry you as usual.
Don't worry. I don't think I'll be able to get through a tactical show. Like, I don't think I'll be able to do that.
Deep down, this burns James. You know that.
It really hurts.
Do you know, I've got to say this. I was with Julian today, and Julian's dad pulled me up and said, "Look, I really like you, Lee, but will you stop bullying James? He's not good." Like, I've got even Julian's dad telling me now, like, to behave myself. You know what I mean?
I'm glad people are seeing it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just banter, like, I mean, but
who's HR at AFTV?
Robbie.
Is it Robbie?
Okay. How do I explain to him, Robbie? Lee tells me my show is shit every day.
That's another really funny thing. I've got to say this: the love we're getting for the Fourever Arsenal, wherever I go now, is unreal. But we was at the game today, and this fella comes up and he goes, I love the Fourever Arsenal. Turkish is my favourite, followed by you, Lee, like, you know what I mean? So I said, who's your worst? So he goes, well, I kind of like Jordan, but I've probably James would be number 4, right? So,
if you're below me, James, that's bad.
So he doesn't see James standing there, like, you know what I mean? So I thought, like, right, this is my moment to have him, like, do you know what I mean? So I pulls him right in front of James. I says to him, who's your favourite then? And what you just said to me now. He goes, oh, yeah, Turkish is my favourite. So I said, James is my second.
I wish you told me that before. Hold on, because this is the first I'm hearing of it, right? I ended up talking to him for about 20 minutes. I got him on the fan roundup. I didn't know any of this. He's a lovely bloke.
So when you see James, you went, oh, James is here. I said, come and speak to James.
He's better in person. Sounds like a man with good taste. I'll tell you that much. If I'm love for the love.
Typical two-faced gooner. That's what I say. Like, you know what I mean? So,
what, like you and Edu slagging off at work and then, Edu.
Love the work, Edu. Love the work.
Always been a big fan.
I said to him today, I had a good about 5 minutes chat with him, right? And I said to him, like, oh, you was right in Nuremberg, like, what a good side you are, was going to be and all that. He's going, yeah, I told you that, didn't I? Like, you know what I mean? So I had a good chat with him, and about 5 minutes later, there was about 30, 40, 50 people around him for a while. And he's turned around and he goes, and that's your fault, judges. I said, I'm off for my free burger. I said, see you later.
Oh, mate. Any more info for us from Edu Lee?
I was he's very big. I'll tell you what, having a good chat with this, Jesus has been training for a couple of weeks, looked really sharp, as you see today. But he made a really good point. He said it's not easy coming here at the cottage this season, and we made it look easy today. And we did.
Yeah, we did. And you mentioned one of the big positives, Gabriel Jesus returning, and that is a big positive. But there's bigger positives to talk about, in my opinion. And one of them being Trossard today. For me, an amazing performance. That first half, Arsenal in general, we played some football that I've seen us play for a long time, not just this season, a long time. And it's saying a lot considering this season we've played some pretty good football. But that first half, I mean, it could have been 4, 5, 6. I forgot to confirm whether Jordan actually watched the game. I hope he did.
Wow. Is this where we are now? Didn't see a thing.
See the highlight.
No, is this what we're doing now every week? Did Jordan watch the actual game? Are we just assuming that I didn't watch the game as the default now, rather than he probably did watch it and not watching it is the one-off? What we doing?
I don't know. I actually start talking about the game, and then in the back of my mind, I think,
wow,
Jordan watched it.
You did me dirty there, Turkish. You did me dirty.
It sounds like you watched this one, though. It sounds like you watched this one.
I watched most of them.
Match of the day. Oh my god, it was horrendous on Match of the Day, wasn't it?
I didn't even tune in.
Wouldn't know.
I didn't even tune in. Yeah.
The highlights package is worse than the tactical show. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
I'd rather watch Brooksy and James any day of the week. I'm telling you that now.
So rude.
When you do this, you really upset Graham as well. I'm going to tell him.
I love Graham.
Tell him what you've been saying about him. You used to have a podcast together. You're a joke, Lee. You're a joke.
I know. I love Graham. I love Graham. He's such a nice guy. See him the other day, and he crossed the road. I said, "All right, Brooksy, get here." I said,
He said, "Oh shit, he saw me."
Hopefully, he won't see me. He started getting out his buttons and things like that across the road.
Buttons.
I said, "No." Anyway, good lad. I like Graham.
Just move on.
Move on.
Let's get into it because there's a lot of positives to talk about, and I'm interested to hear if there is any negatives, because not just the performance, the result, the squad depth.
I'm sure Jordan will find one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've got a couple.
Got a couple. He looks kind of
yeah. Right.
Just a couple.
I'll kick off. Sorry, Turkish. Can I just kick off on because it's the very start of the game. So I think you say, I wonder if there's any negatives, and we addressed if we felt we were being negative before. It's not negative. I'm going to throw it out there. I heard a lot of, we were brilliant all game. From the off, we destroyed them. I actually thought till the first offside goal, we actually didn't really do anything, which it's not a bad thing. We're away from home. We felt our way into the game, and then some of the football, especially in the final third, to carve them open was unbelievable. But yeah, I actually thought it took us a little while to get into our flow in terms of doing something in the final third to really break them down and cause them problems. A little bit of magic, but it was offside. And then at that point, I think Arsenal sensed, all right, we're in the mood and we can do it. And then they blew them away. I don't know if anyone else felt that way.
You know what? In a sense, I get what you're saying, but remember when we done the match preview, and I mentioned, the first thing I want from this team is to control things from the control. And I felt like we controlled it from the get-go. I mean, you're right, we didn't do much until that offside goal. But what we did do is nullify.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
they did nothing either. Don't get me wrong. It was a nothing game for 15, 20 minutes. That's why I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. But I just heard there's this thing, because you're 3-0 up at half time, there tends to be this from the off, we absolutely obliterated them. I don't think it was from the off we obliterated them. But that's all. It's not a problem. It's actually, I think, what led to us having a very good defensive foundation for a lot of the game. That it wasn't end-to-end, weren't conceding the chances we did to Brentford, Everton, Villa in the first 20. So they managed it really well. I just thought it was interesting hearing the amount of people that kind of went down that road with their thoughts. But I get it because we were scintillating first half.
Scintillating, and then to be honest, that offside goal, I know it was disallowed, but that Xhaka pass in the eye of Martinelli, it was beautiful. This was probably Xhaka's best game post World Cup, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
But Leandro Trossard, I mean, firstly the corner, it was a beautiful corner in dangerous area, waiting to be headed in, and that's exactly what happened. But the 2 assists after that, literally looked up, found the man, bless you, found the man he wanted, dinged it over the keeper for Martinelli, and for Odegaard, it was a pinpoint cross just over the defender. Look at Lee, he's laughing. No, bless you, no nothing. He just starts laughing. Passed it straight to Odegaard, and he finished it 3-0. So I want to start with Trossard and how important he's been in recent weeks.
What are you laughing at?
Because Lee's taking the piss out of Jordan.
Lee's just being a child. You know James by now. He's just being a child. He's 74, but he's acting like a 17-year-old. He's just being a child. Just carry on. Ignore him. Don't give him attention. If you give him attention, it feeds the need that he has. Let's go.
74.
That is rude. Oh, mate. Listen, Trossard. I mean, what a signing. I mean, I said in my fan cam.
Trossard!
He's a prick.
This is what happened when you go put at midnight.
He's a prick. Absolute prick. I never swear on pods, but you're a prick.
74-year-old prick.
Just grow up.
Just grow up. How much more do you need to grow at 74?
I don't know.
Guys,
You'd have thought by now.
Into this podcast, and we haven't mentioned how good Trossard is properly yet. Turkish, take it away.
I'm trying, but I mentioned in my fan cam about Trossard and how I said, he could quite possibly be our best January signing, because I'm looking at his arrival, the time of arrival, and what we could potentially achieve come the end of the season. And I know, Reyes, what a signing that was. Rest in peace. But what a signing that was. Arshavin, top player. Aubameyang, top player. And, they went on to do great things and play some great stuff for Arsenal. But Trossard came in at a time where we needed exactly what he's brought us. In Jesus' absence, in terms of what Eddie Nketiah lacks up top, seeing Trossard deployed up front and what he brings. I mean, a few weeks ago, we was asking, when Eddie Nketiah was on fire, we was asking, does Jesus come back into this side when he's fit and ready, if Eddie keeps this form up? And I said the easy answer, yes, because Jesus offers more all round. But it's a much more difficult question now with Trossard, because Trossard's offering a lot all round. He's not only a goal threat, but he can link up play well. He can find the final ball. He's efficient in the final third all round. And Gabriel Jesus returning is a massive thing, and we're going to get onto that. Trossard has been brilliant for us. I say one guy sneezing, one blowing his nose. What's next, James? You might as well just fart on stream and just wrap.
Wow, I was waiting for the invite.
Oh, come on, children, come on,
what's going on here?
But let's start with you, Jen, because you was at the game anyway.
Yeah.
Did Trossard look as good to you guys at the game than he did to us on the TV?
I was so happy when at halftime I scrolled through Twitter and it was Trossard getting mentioned, because I was wondering to myself, is he going to be given the praise? Martinelli and Gabriel scored the goals and all that, Odegaard too, but Trossard, and it wasn't just the stuff with the ball at his feet. You see with that Martinelli goal, the one where he hooks it to the back post across, but Xhaka's pass isn't actually a good one. But he's really alert, and his first touch is unbelievable. Yeah. But what I kept saying this in my fan cam and in the player ratings, and I'm going to repeat it for a third time. I don't know if the broadcast and the footage captures his work rate, because there were moments where Arsenal dropped into a deep shape, and I was thinking, is Trossard a left back? And then the amount of times that Martinelli would come inside and then he'd push up to the left wing. And then the amount of times where we didn't have an outlet in the 10 because Odegaard was dropping deep. So he'd be there to kind of knit things together. His work rate was unbelievable. He isn't one of the tallest players on the pitch, but he challenged every header. He put his foot in for everything. He is just, I imagine he's the kind of player Arteta absolutely loves. Versatile across so many positions. His work rate and his off the ball work is as good as his on the ball work. But also, we talked last week about Reece Nelson's decision making. It's Trossard as well. You know, he knows when he can beat a man. He knows when he can't. He knows when to. I think with every player, even the ones we love, who were brilliant today, there's always a little bit of, held on to it too long. Maybe should have. With Trossard, I never have that. You should have laid it off there, or you should have. He always seems to make the right decision. He's an experienced Premier League player, and he plays like one. I love him, and I completely agree. Jesus looked really sharp. I'm going to talk about Jesus, but I don't know how you mix up that front line to get him in it, because Trossard is really, really brilliant to watch. He reminds me a lot of Cazorla, and not just because of style. They kind of run in the same way and all that, two-footed as well, but also just that, like, I feel really safe when he has the ball, and I felt that way about Cazorla. I love him. I love him.
And Heleb, I see a bit of Heleb in the way his feet work, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned that touch from Xhaka as well, because the ball from Xhaka was quite heavy and his touch was immaculate. I mean, it was perfect, and he just into the space, and then he got the job done. Lee, he was at the game as well, obviously. Trossard, the standout. Talk to us about him a little bit. In terms of January signings, it's still early. We've got 11 games to go, but if we get this league title over the line, he's played a big, big part.
Well, yeah, exactly. And the biggest thing for me, two real massive pluses today, was look at the team today, look at the bench. I think we've only got Eddie at this moment in time with 11 games to go. He's the only one not in the squad. I think that's a big thing. The other big plus for me, and I thought like Trossard today was outstanding, and the work rate of him and Martinelli was unplayable at times as well today. He really was. We played some scintillating stuff in that first half without really Saka at his very, very best. He done okay today, Saka, but when it's been him been carrying the team over the last year or so, we put in a performance today when he was on the periphery of the game, and that bodes well for these games as well, because once he gets, you know, playing as well, I think that, I don't know if you get so much on TV, the work rate of certain players in the team, you know, like you what James has said there about Trossard, you know, at 1 minute he's popping over on the left-hand side, then he's down the middle, then he's at left back. The interchange of them is so smooth, you don't even know that they're doing it. But also the work rate of Martin Odegaard today was sensational. Just him shutting down, setting things up. And I just think that was fantastic. I do think that it was the perfect away performance today. I think it had all the ingredients of what you needed. Now, the two things that really stuck out for me was how we was going to come in after Thursday. And I felt we looked fresh, we looked sharp, everything looked really, really good. And also the reaction after what Manchester City done yesterday, we just breezed it. You know, like I really do think, you know, Man City put a bit of pressure on us yesterday, and we just said, right, how are we going to respond? It wasn't a bitty performance, we were shaky or whatever. It was an assured, top class away performance against a decent side. You know, Fulham are up there for a reason. And the reason is because they're a very, very hard team to beat, particularly at home. They could not get near us. And I know we didn't start off the game the way we finished it, you know, the first 50. But what we done was it was like building a platform that first 10, 15 minutes to go on to what we'd done. The passing, they didn't know whether what was the great thing about it was they didn't know whether to press us or to drop. If they pressed us, we pinned it around them. If they dropped, we just made it. There was so much in the end of it. They were running around like that's a Premier League side running around like headless chickens because they just could not get near us with what we was doing. Everybody was in the top of their game today, apart from probably Saka. And I'm going to say it. I don't know if he got a rollicking at half time. Ramsdale, I thought Ramsdale, like, you know, was probably bored in the first half, and we're going back to that little thing again where let's get involved in the game, Aaron. No, second half he didn't do none of that, and he then comes and makes a couple of really important or one really important save, which is what you need. I just think it was all round. Look at Saliba and Gabriel. Look at their performances, and you look at them and you think like proper central defensive performances, and then you look at Trossard and you think to yourself, why has he come into the team and why has he done well? Premier League proven. And that is the case. That is the thing that we've got. We've got players. You have to look at all of our signings this season, apart from Vieira. Now, Vieira hasn't been, it's hit and miss with Vieira, isn't it? But all the others have been spot on because they've played in the Premier League and they know what it's all about. And I think Trossard's come in and, also what a recovery, because he was going to be out till international break. And he's come back, and you would never have thought he was injured last week. He was absolutely sensational today, and another 3 goals last week. We're scoring goals all over. But I think at the end of the day, Trossard deserves the praise he's going to get. As you say, that the cross, I just think he was fantastic today, And I tell you what, Mikel has got a bit of a problem there, hasn't he? Got a bit of a problem
to have. It's a good problem to have. Jordan. Trossard, big positive today.
Yeah, massive positive. Obviously, first of all, wasn't expecting him to be in the squad, so seeing him start was positive. To your initial question about the best January signing, I think if we win the title, he's contributed significantly already. I don't think when you compared him and Jesus, I think Jesus at his best, Trossard at his best, is Jesus for me. But however, I'm not bandwagon jumping here. I've been championing Trossard for a top 4 Premier League squad for about 3 or 4 years. I'm surprised none of the big boys haven't taken him for their squad. I don't think Trossard is good enough to start for a top 4 club in the Premier League, but I think he's more than good enough to be a top 4 squad player. I don't think you win a title with Trossard as your main forward, but I think he can come in and he can contribute. And I thought today was brilliant. 3 assists. His work rate, as you guys have said, even on TV, you can see that his work rate is crazy. So big up Trossard first of all. Can I just shout out a couple other players as well that I think deserve a mention too? I've given these next 2 players a bit of a rough ride, been a bit harsh on them since the World Cup. I don't think they've played particularly well, but I thought they're both brilliant today. I thought Martinelli was probably his best game since the World Cup. I thought he was lively. I thought he was direct. He looked like he fancied it today. He looked like he was like, yeah, I'm on it today. I want to pick him up. And I thought Saliba, it was his best game since the World Cup as well. I thought he looked calm. I'm not a Mitrovic fan. I know people rate him as his Premier League striker. I think I don't rate Mitrovic personally, but he handled him. Really, really well. I think the worst player on the pitch, and I say worse, and this isn't maybe the wrong word to use, but I thought our least effective player on the pitch was Saka. But yet I still think he was a 6 out of 10. And my thing was, I was quite happy about that. I'm like, if Saka's worst game of the season, which I think it was, is a 6 out of 10, he's doing something pretty well. Pretty well. But I thought if this was 90 minutes that I just thought flew straight past Saka. I didn't think he did anything today. His work, great defensive work, on point as usual. But offensively, I don't think he did anything today. But I just say that because I think when he's great, I'm his biggest fan. I thought today was his worst game of the season, yet he wasn't that bad. It's just that I think that the standards he set himself are so high. He didn't meet that today. But I didn't think Trossard was the man of the match today. I know everyone's gone about Trossard being great, and he was brilliant. I think Sky gave it to him as well. I thought the best player on the pitch today was Gabriel. I thought Gabriel was the man of the match. So I thought he was brilliant today. I thought he was commanding. He obviously got a goal, which was great. I think that's his 3rd goal against Fulham as well.
Yeah.
I think it's his 3rd goal against Fulham.
Yeah. Scored in his debut at Craven Cottage.
Yeah, he seems to like Fulham. But I just thought he was commanding. I thought his passing was good. Generally, I thought the passing throughout the whole team was significantly better today than it was 100%. In the last 2 or 3 weeks. Much better passing today. But I just thought Gabriel was just like levels above everybody else today on the pitch. I was really impressed by Gabriel. And a great response from last week. We were all critical of the team over the last couple of pods about conceding goals. It's a clean sheet. And not only a clean sheet, it was a bit like the Leicester win. It was a clean sheet win with control. We were never at any point in that game not in control of the game. We turned up, we dominated, we got the 3 points like champions, elect, as far as I'm concerned, we are, and we got the hell out of there. We kept it moving. So big up to the boys, big up to Arteta for the team as well. The Partey phasing back in has been seamless. Yeah. James is laughing. What's going on? What's going on?
It's really bad of me. I'm quite worried about you, Lee. Are you okay?
Oh, terrible.
Shit.
What God, no, it's all right.
Are you
Just had a
sure?
sneezing fit, but I've done it
How
off camera.
How can he be laughing and saying I'm really worried about him?
Yeah, I'm not worried at all. Not worried at all.
Because A, he keeps slacking off tactical insight, and B,
Yeah.
because he's fighting for his life on stream, just like
Oh,
trying to blow his nose, try to still listen.
I'm trying to make a point here, and Lee's just like
Stop.
interrupting my flow here. My final point, and I'll shut up.
No, but
would
actually,
be-
are you okay, Lee?
yeah. Go on. I'll be all right. I'm a battler. Don't worry about it. I'm an hooligan. Don't worry.
Who's got Sharoy's number? Get him in. My last point was just going to be: we've now gone to Fulham away, a good team, 3-0. Brentford away, 3-0, good team. Brighton away, 4-2, and Chelsea away as well, 1-0. Our away form this season is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
We've beaten some top teams away from home this season. And I think the boys deserve lots of praise for not only a win, but a very controlled win, in my opinion.
Jordan, I do now believe you're an Arsenal fan.
I believe you now, yeah?
I do, because you said we've gone to some top teams and won, and you didn't mention Tottenham.
Come on. Come on, Lee. Come on.
Well said. I love that.
Come on.
There was some sort of record where are we the first team to win 5 away London derbies with a clean sheet?
Yes, we are.
Palace,
We are.
Brentford,
Really?
Chelsea.
That's been thrown around.
Fulham.
That's an unbelievable, you know.
That's unbelievable.
That is a really impressive stat.
Do you know? I feel more assured away from home than I do at home at the moment.
Yeah,
so assured away performances.
Yeah.
We shouldn't underestimate that win today, guys. Fulham are a good team.
100%.
Fulham are not mugs. I know they're missing their best player today. Cool. But from minute 1 to the end, okay, at the end they had a little flurry. But the game was over at half time. The game was over at half time. We deaded it. So we should be really proud of the boys.
I thought,
today.
do you know what I really enjoy about the performance? And I'm not saying it's going to carry on over the next 11 games. It might not. And I hear that. But there's so many like football cliches. And I think history has kind of told them that a lot of them are true. Like, you know, in a title race, it's just about getting the wins and finding a way. And Man City, you know, got a very lucky penalty. By lucky, I mean, what was Elise doing? Not that it wasn't a penalty, right? And they won the game. Other than that, they didn't really. They're the better team, right? But they weren't having like a barrage of chances and really knocking on the Palace door. And they get the win. And the narrative is that's City. They find a way. It's what champions do. And Arsenal did all right, we'll just do what a really, really good team does, which is slap up another team 3-0 and score a bunch of great goals. And that is kind of what I really enjoy about it. Now, there are going to be times where, you know, okay, you have a Bournemouth 2-0 down, you win 3-2, but let's not. Arsenal didn't play bad that game. They just went 2-0 down, can see a lot of chances, but still played some really good football to go and win that game. So Arsenal are playing with a degree of style. We're not just resorting to this mentality monsters finding a way. The football is really, really good. And it's been the best football in the league all season. Without a shadow of doubt, I don't think City have got, apart from a couple, you know, the 6-3 against United and a few performances here and there, I don't think on a consistent level they have produced football as good as ours. Now, whether they've been as effective and are still getting points on the board, sure, absolutely. I think they're many people's favourites still to win this, and I absolutely hear that. I'm not saying we're the favourites or anything like that, but I think if you're talking about pure entertainment, watching the teams, I actually think Arsenal have been quite far ahead of Man City this season. And that second goal, I mean, it's like...
It's beautiful.
It's just art. It's just...
26 passes, apparently.
It's beautiful.
We can't get out, so we drop deeper. We can't get out, we drop deeper. We drop deeper. We open the pitch more. And then they're sort of pressing us all over. We'll keep it. We're confident. Backs against players. We're looking after the ball until Saliba goes, all right, I'm just going to have to swing a left foot at this and switch it to Xhaka. Bam, pitch open. Imagine being a Fulham player. You've done that well to like push us all the way up the pitch. And then you just see that ball and you're thinking, oh, you're joking. Yeah. You just must feel like you're constantly a man down.
You know, over the years, Manchester City, how they've been in title races where, you know, Liverpool will be knocking on the door, they'll be closing the gap, and then City will go and blow away a team. That's what we've done today.
Yeah.
Against Fulham. City closed the gap with, you know, not a great performance. You know, they got the job done. some might say sign the champions, not being at their best and still getting the 3 points. What do Arsenal do? Go and literally blow one of the best underdogs this season away from home. Jordan.
Turkish, you and James are just so right. People always talk about the City win, as you just said, going to a tough place to go, Selhurst Park, grinding out a 1-0 win. That's what champions do. Okay, that's true. But our win today, going to a better team and comfortably in control, getting a 3 points.
Yeah.
That's what champions do. So for all the praise that City are getting for their win, they'll have watched today's game and thought, oh, God, FFS.
Yeah, exactly,
do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Do you know what? It's a great point that we made there, because when I was at football this morning, and then, the Spurs fans going, hey, going up the Fulham tough game, you might slip up there, like, you know what I mean? This look, fancy Fulham, like, especially after Europe, they would have all been sitting there, like, and I can envision them watching it in the club, all the Spurs fans from the old vets team today, like going, I don't believe it, like, 3-0 up, and that's what you want, and that's what was a really, really good thing about today, like, so. Fair play to the boys today. Yeah, I think Manchester City produced a good performance. Not good performance yesterday, but a performance that we had probably a little bit like that against Leicester. Like the biggest thing for me though today, boys, which is a real thing. I think over the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've sort of looked at our bench and I've been like, oh, what happens if we haven't really got a lot of firepower on there? If things, but we seem to get through it and all that. But today, we had firepower on the bench, just as much as Manchester City have got. You know what I mean? If you look at their bench to ours now, all of a sudden we're as strong on the bench, and that to me gives me a lot of encouragement going forward. Like so many options today that Smith Rowe couldn't even get on.
Yeah,
we're not
true.
Every single sub that came on, sorry James, I apologize, but every single sub that came on, I liked the player coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 subs today. We brought one, didn't we?
Yeah.
I haven't done that for when was the last time we done that?
But it was good. It was good management, Lee, because he knew they had a game in midweek. We've got another game on Thursday, yeah, and we got a big game against Palace. So he thought, well, this game's over. I might as well just, save some legs. So that's what you can do when you go 3-0 up at half time. You can afford to take off some of your better players.
Yeah, and it is worth saying, because we touched on City, I'm talking specifically about the Palace performance. They have actually built up some steam, and they beat Bournemouth 4-1, and they've been playing some really good football and getting nearer their best. I think Foden returning to the team is a big part of that and all that. But that's why we enjoy the buffer, and that's why as they're picking up steam, it's important that we're still playing at a rate that feels sustainable, because we've scored in our last 4 games. We've scored 3, 3, 4, and 4. Pretty unbelievable rate of goals being churned out. So those things I think Arteta will be really, really happy with. So wait, so that's 15 goals in our last 4 games. Was that rubbish mental maths?
I think you missed that Leicester with the 1 in the middle.
Oh yeah, I did. You're right. So 15 in the last 5, something like that. Yeah. That's unbelievable.
And
that's Man City. What they've been doing over the years.
It is.
Yeah.
And the reason, James, why what you're saying about City, just kind of coming into championship winning form, it's irrelevant, because however they're playing, we're playing. There's no flinching happening now. No flinching. We are not flinching. You do what you got to do. We don't care. We're just handling our business. You can do what you need to do, but we're winning our games. There's no flinching happening over here. I loved our start. I thought we started the game today like we were starting games pre-World Cup. It was the first time in a while we were like from the first minute. We were pressing, we were on it, winning the ball back early. We're on it. We're just so on it.
I didn't see that start, but I did. I don't think that's a problem. That's all. I saw how Lee described it as feeling our way into it and just going, let's not give him too much here. But listen, it's fine. It's great. Arsenal were superb. They knew what they were doing. Watching them out there, they were really accomplished.
Yeah.
I have one negative though. Just the one negative. Just the one, and I'm really clutching here. Goals. I think we could have got more goals. And if, City's goal difference is still significantly better than ours, I thought we could have, there's not many opportunities where you get a chance to really get a 4 and a 5. And I just felt that, I'm clutching. I know the comment's going to kill me here, but if I'm nitpicking, I think we could have got a 4th or a 5th here.
Yeah, they are.
Yes, they will.
They will. I know what you mean because the goal difference might be a thing come the end of the season, but I wouldn't say that was a negative. I'd say that's just.
It's 5 at now at the moment, isn't it?
It's 5, yeah. We're not
So that's a point.
It is a point, but and I hear what you say. We could have actually been 5-6 up by half time, but you're not always going to take your chances, are you?
No,
and even the offside, you know what I mean? God, that was a millimetre, wasn't it? So I think that. I think you have to take consideration the Europa League games coming in. As we've said, resting all those players. I think that 3-0 at half time meant that we could go off the gas a little bit, let them come on to us a little bit. We wasn't nowhere near as what I would say, really going at them and full power. I think we conserved energy for Thursday and for. I'm going to be honest, lads. The Europa League. Before today, I was sort of thinking, would it be best to go out of it? I don't know if it's the best thing and all that. But after seeing what I see today, I'm now convinced that we can, let's bring it on. This do was try and win both. I thought it was a real good performance today. We got I know we didn't get the win over in Portugal, but we got a result which makes it a one-off tie now at the Emirates, which is what you want. I really feel like, why don't we go for it now? And I was in a position where I was thinking, well, let's forget about the Europa League. But after what I see today and the sharpness, the way we look today, Odegaard was ill and actually, didn't he? He actually travelled and was ill. You wouldn't have thought that with his performance today. So, and when you look at that bench now, what happens on Thursday? Does Jesus come in? What sort of team we're looking at? I'm excited about Thursday now and what little changes we're going to make and whatever, you know what I mean? It's, and I don't, with Thursday, there's a little bit of pressure off, isn't it? Thursday, I watched the game Thursday without that pressure of, we've got to win. Carried it on today where, half time, come on, let's be honest, you know what I mean? We've all relaxed and enjoyed ourselves from a position where, we've not been able to do in the last couple of weeks, So all in all, lads, it's been a fantastic week for Arsenal. Fantastic week.
Yeah.
You're right about Odegaard. He ill over the last few days and he comes back and puts in that sort of a performance. But Jesus, injured for the last nearly 4 months, comes back looking sharp as ever. Dare I say it,
He did.
His moments on the ball, his passing, his turns, his work rate, I just wish he'd finished that chance he had. I just wish he'd finished that chance he had.
Actually, I thought it was quite a good save by Leno. I watched it back only the once. Maybe I'm being a bit too kind, but I thought Leno did well to stretch a leg out. And is that fair? It was a good save, or should he really have buried it?
I think he's got to score that. Yeah, I think he's got to score that.
A lot of people saying on Twitter, they celebrated the Jesus big chance miss, like we're back. Yes, I don't know what they mean.
But how good is it to see him back now, though? Coming off the bench in an Arsenal shirt, showing up like he did, because he did come on and give us glimpses of what we've been missing for the last however many months.
Yep, it was unreal. Sorry, I was there in the crowd, and they were. I mean, the round of applause he got, obviously, everyone was so. And we know it was really nice back from the Arsenal fans. It's a real small thing, but obviously it came off for Leandro Trossard. Now, in that moment, everyone could get really excited about the Jesus thing, but they were singing Leo Trossard's name as he walked off. Showed him the appreciation he really deserved for that hour, 65, whatever it was, minutes that he played. And then when Jesus came on, it was a real roar for him. And I thought he was brilliant. His link-up play was superb. Winning headers, first touch immaculate, passing, threading it through to Nelson. It's just like, wow, he's back. And look, it's not by accident. He didn't just come on, feel inspired and put in a really good 25 minutes or whatever. It would have been absolutely by design. Arteta, I think, would have said, I don't want him back on that pitch until he looks at least something like the
I
shape
agree.
we had before.
I agree.
What's the point? Yes, the physio department might feel confident that he can get through 30 minutes of football, maybe even a week or two ago. But they're like, it's the sharpness I need back, because when he comes back, it's going to be such a lift. And, you know, it's got to set the right tone. Imagine you came on and just didn't look at it, or looked a bit slow, or you could, and then people go, oh, you can see he's been away for 3 or 4 months, but no one's saying that. And I think that's all by design.
Yeah, and that's a great point you make there, because I don't think that we've had that luxury with Smith Rowe, because I felt that with Smith Rowe, we was desperate a few weeks ago when we was down on numbers, weren't we? Sort of rushed Smith Rowe back a little bit, and I think that he's been rushed back into the squad a little bit and hasn't looked the sharpness. I honestly believe now, well, I know for a fact that he had been training a couple of weeks before that. He's been ready for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like it.
He's been really, really training behind the scenes and everything like that. I'm going to say this now. I thought it was a cameo that was fantastic. I like the way he ruffled the feathers of the central defenders by the little nudges and things like that. The actual goal chance that he creates or gets is from his creation from the lovely little black flick to Vieira. I love the way Vieira tried to play him in as well. Just shows you what they were doing. And if I'll be honest, the only thing that was missing was him there, because he sort of missed it, didn't he? Really, if he'd have hit it properly, I think it would have been a goal. And the thing is, and I don't care what anybody says, like, you know. And I'm not having a go at Eddie when they say this. Everybody's going, oh, he's just come back and all that. If Eddie misses that chance, it would have been like, oh, I've had the Eddie, like, you know what I mean? There's a forgiveness with Jesus and all that, like. But listen, I'll be honest, I'll ask you guys this. You know, I've been watching football a long time, and I was so excited when he come on today. I know it was like a big thing for me. Like, I can't explain why. I think he's such a good player, and pivotal to us, to you know what I mean, coming into this. I don't know. I was just so excited that he was back. I think this is the first time I've been that excited since probably, or on par of it, when Aaron Ramsey come back, because it was such a horrendous injury with Aaron Ramsey. I didn't think he could, you know, it was a career-defining injury, wasn't it? Like, you know, with Aaron Ramsey. This wasn't a defining one, but it was that sort of excitement to have him back in the fold. I was like a little kid today. I know I've been accused of being 74 today, but I felt like I was a teenager today watching that game when he came on today. And that's the exciting thing about Arsenal at the moment, isn't it? Like, you know, there's so many positives at this moment in time. You know, James, you was there today. That was an absolute pleasure when to be there today. You know, I feel very blessed to have watched that game today and been there today. Like, you know, and there were times when you was going to games and you was thinking, oh, this is a chore. Like, you know, I cannot wait now till Thursday. I'm buzzing for Thursday. I can't wait to get back to the Emirates and see the Arsenal. Like, you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, I'm dreading this international break, because I ain't going to be able to see the Arsenal for 10 days.
No, I'm not. I think it's going to be a good thing for the team. I actually do. I think it reminds me.
Point of view.
Oh yeah, I hear that. I guess we'll talk about that nearer the time. But
with Jesus, I think it's the quality that is behind why we've been so excited to see him return and get back on the pitch. And I know you said Ramsey. I'd probably liken it more to Cazorla and Van Persie returning to the side from injuries, because
right point,
they just cut above the rest. You know, I haven't been blessed with watching football for 74 years, but in my time, you know.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Kick a man when he's down.
But yeah, sorry, I thought let me just get that one in there. But...
And the thing is, if he's 74 years watching football, that means he must be at least 74, because, you know, he can't watch it when he first come out the womb, so it must be like 78. Sorry,
listen, I remember Vladimir Petrovic, and you three are now going to go, who? You know what I mean? Like, you know, look him up.
1950s Arsenal.
Yeah, that's not helping that's not helping you, mate.
No, but I completely get it with Jesus. Jordan, what was you going to say?
Just on Jesus as well. I think it was the perfect game in so many aspects, but it was a perfect scenario for him to come on as well. 3-0 up, game over. Fulham had just like jacked it in. It was, you know, the fan base was just on it from what I could hear watching it on TV. It was the perfect scenario to come in and just no pressure on him. And he delivered. And I agree with both of you. I think actually he has been fit for a few weeks. It looked like he's been ready to go 2-3 games ago, and Arteta decided, as James said, no, I want him somewhere near to him imperfect. I always thought when he was at Man City, he has the scariest cheekbones I've ever seen. He's got. Have you seen the scary movie Mask? You know the Mask in Scary Movie. His cheekbones are just like they're popping out of his skin. I don't know how or why or what, but he's look at his cheekbones. They're scarily poignant. It's weird. Anyway,
where was you going with that though? I don't get it.
Yeah,
I just when I saw him, it reminded me
for the negative, isn't he? He's
no.
negative.
I've not seen him for months. So when I saw him, I just forgot that whenever
you can tell he's been training for 2 weeks, and his cheekbones. Have you seen Scary Movie?
they're scary. Anyway, it's good to see him back. And I think, to your question, Turkish, the impact on the fan base is great. We saw that. I wonder what the impact will be to Man City, because they're thinking this team are winning, and then he comes back. Do you know what I mean? And they know how good he is. So I think the impact it might have on them could be interesting as well.
I wonder, because there was a headline going around, and I think it was Michael Richards who said that look, he's been in these situations, so he'll know infinitely more than me. But he said something about whether the City win and the manner in which they won might have been demoralising for Arsenal. A little part of me wonders if maybe that comes true with like 3-4 games to go. But I just think with 12, 11 now, I just don't think the Arsenal players are sitting there watching Sky, and vice versa. I think City are watching the Arsenal game and sort of going, I think they just do. I don't know.
I think City
they're just expecting each other to win, and then if they don't, it's like a lift rather than sort of, oh no.
I think City will be more focused. I mean, they're all watching the football games. They just are. But I think the impact on on Arsenal winning is deeper. Oh wow!
For your mic, not turn your camera off, mate.
For the audio listeners, Lee's in pieces. Lee's in pieces.
Sorry about that.
I'll wrap it up.
We're nearly there, Lee. We're nearly there, mate.
Lee's dying.
Go on. Have you wrapped up, or are you going to wrap it up?
Oh no, I was just going to say, I think I think they both watch each other's games, but I think the impact on the City players with Arsenal winning is stronger than the other way around.
Potentially. With Jesus, do we start him against Sporting?
No.
I think if you can give him 35 or something.
I would.
James is crying. He's actually crying.
I'm on my fourth tissue. Look, it's absolutely tripping out of me like that. I mean, the next time you're real, James, I'm going to really I'm going to enjoy it. I'll tell you like that.
I'm not going to show up in this state.
I actually weren't going to come on. I thought I better blow it out, but it was a bit too late. You know what I mean? So
it's a bit too late.
No, you're a soldier. You're a soldier, Lee, man. Yeah.
No, I'm a warrior, mate. I'm a warrior.
You're a dying warrior. That's what it looks like, mate.
Let's move on to Sporting then before Lee just collapses and calls it a day. How do we set up? Because I kind of agree with Lee, even though I've always wanted to take the Europa League seriously, and I think we've got the potential to win both, and I don't want to leave this season empty-handed, and I think we should be fighting on both fronts. But now you look at our bench, you look at the returning players, you look at the depth we have now. How strong do we go against Sporting at the Emirates?
Strong.
I'd go strong.
Yeah, because they're going to have almost 2 weeks off. Because it's 2 home games in a row. We've only just played in Fulham. Because I think there's a lot of players there. I mean, also, what does weekend look like? I mean, if you tell me that Trossard, Jesus, and Nelson are the front 3 for Sporting, I'm not looking at going, he's throwing away the tie. So, can you bring in Jorginho for Partey and Jesus for Martinelli or Saka, and I don't know, Tomiyasu for White, and I'd still say that's very strong. So I think he's kind of naturally going to go really strong, kind of whatever 5-6 changes he makes. I also think people talk about the Europa League maybe being a distraction, and as Lee was chatting about, I had a little bit of a thought, which is I wonder whether being in the Europa League still actually eases the pressure of the Premier League title race, because I know I know we're all talking about the title. I know right now, if someone said, you win the title, but you're knocked out of the Europa League, we'll go, yes, please, I'll bite your hand off, sure. But I don't think for the players, obviously, A, that would never happen in real life. And B, I think for the players, there's that sense of, if things do start to get a little bit wobbly in the Premier League, I think it is good for them to know that they're also chasing on other fronts.
Yes.
And no one wants to hear this because of the season we've had. We've had an amazing season. And as far as things have gone so far, we absolutely deserve to win the Premier League. But if we finish second and win the Europa League, it's still an unreal season. It's still a really bloody good season. And the players can go, we won the FA Cup in Arteta's first year, the start of the process. We've now put in a serious title challenge, won the Europa League, and now we go again for the title. I know it's not the Champions League, but Liverpool not winning the title and then winning the Champions League, I think galvanised them. I just think silverware and competing on other fronts, I actually think it'd be a good thing. It shouldn't exhaust us too much. There's a maximum 15 games left, maximum, if you go all the way to the end now. And that's over the next over the next 2 months.
And James, it would also signify, James, I think the target completed. Start of the season, I reckon the target from the club would have been win the Europa League, finish top 4. So if we were to finish second, win the Europa League, that would be, we've achieved our objectives. Do you know what I mean? Winning the Premier League is overachieving. That wasn't the target. That's overachieving. So I agree.
I'm going to say this now. I honestly believe, right, that at the beginning of the season, I know that Arsenal felt it, but I think that Arsenal believe that they could challenge for the title this season on the quiet.
I think Arteta did.
I don't.
No, I think what I've heard today and all that, there was a little thing like, that we've got.
Oh, yeah.
Not that saying they was going to win it, but they always felt that they could challenge for it this season. Like, you know what I mean?
It did feel like that when you think back at some of the comments that have been made, and even towards the end of last season, and even back when Arteta said the project will go bang. I wondered what bang was, and over the last 18 months, we've talked about, has the project gone bang? Is this bang? This season is well and truly bang, and the bang came out of nowhere because I didn't think. James just said it. Second in Europa League, I think we'd all have taken top 4 and the Europa League win this season at the start of it. Now, when you say second in Europa League, I agree through gritted teeth because I just want to win this Premier League now.
Yeah,
but
I don't believe it. The Arsenal board couldn't have foreseen Liverpool and Chelsea dropping off so bad. I can't.
Even if they didn't drop off,
I think
though,
they just felt that Arsenal were going to challenge Jordan. I think that if Liverpool would have had the seasons that they had, or hadn't dropped off, just say they had a season like they have over the last couple of seasons, and Chelsea's just put them in there in that concept, would still be there and thereabouts. It's not our point. Well, the way we've played is still push us towards that with them as well. You know what I mean? Like Manchester City have just dropped off slightly, but they're still. It's an unbelievable what we've been doing. You've got to give this team credit. Like lose to Manchester City, 5 wins on the spin. 5 wins on the spin. I do believe that they felt that this side was a little bit better than what everybody else has made them out to be. Like, you know what I mean? I just got that little feeling.
Felt like it was quietly confident about it. But listen, there's still 11 games to go in the league. Potentially, what would it be? 2 quarters, 2 semis, 1 final, 5 plus the second leg, 6. Potentially 6. Well, definitely 1 game left in the Europa League. Potentially 6 more. Not long to go till we find out what all this good work achieves come the end of the season.
It jumps quickly from you've not hit halfway to the end's in sight, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels only a couple podcasts ago we were saying, yeah, we're doing really well. We could, but we've not even hit halfway yet. We've not even and now we've blown way past.
Is it after the Leeds game? Then we go into single digits. Then is that right?
Yeah.
After Palace, isn't it?
No, Leeds game is the 10th game.
Okay. So when we go to Liverpool, you know what I mean. So when we go into Easter, we're into single digit. Oh, that's when it gets. Yeah.
That's when it's. Go on.
Sorry. No. You go, John. Sorry.
No. I had nothing to say. Go on. You go on.
Well, Everton was 8 games ago. The Goodison Park game.
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that.
I think the Palace game, that is then when you're in the final stretch. That's like, okay, if we can win that game and go 8 points clear,
Yeah, that's massive.
you're that is huge. You're now looking and thinking, okay, this isn't the back end of the season. This is the home straight. The last 10 or so games is when you can see the light. Now it's go time. It's hold your nerve time, because City have been here before, and even with a 5 point or 8 point deficit with the game in hand, City will still be confident they can win the league. They will. It's a different pressure when you got 5 games to go and you're 5 points ahead, 4 points ahead, and it's like, oh, you go 1-0 down after 10 minutes or 1-0 down after 80 minutes. It's a different pressure. Can the boys? So it's another test. But let's get to that bit first. But yeah, I think after Palace, the light is at the end of the tunnel for sure.
The way we were moving with tests this season, I'm welcoming a couple more.
Yeah, bring it on.
We've been passing them with flying colours. All right, cool. Let's look at the prediction table before we get into the sporting predictions, because
I messed it up, didn't I?
not much change, but there's some change. Me, James, and Lee all got a point apiece with the correct results, not correct scores, unfortunately. Correct result. And Jordan remains on 31 points because of his predicted draw. For the people listening on audio platforms, 36 games played, 36 predictions made. I'm top, 33 points. Jordan and Lee, second and third, 31 points each, and James is on 26 points.
It's looking more respectable. It's not really.
Is it?
I'll tell you what, I was fuming if I was. We was 3-0 up. If Fulham would have scored and made it, I would have been fuming. I turned around to Julian and said, if they score and make it 3-1, and like a little bit of Julian was hoping, I think, that we would get 3-1. Just so that I was, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I just wanted that fourth goal, so I knew then it didn't really matter, like, you know what I mean? But there you go, like. But 2-0, I was unlucky with 2-0.
Yeah, what did I say? 3-1, and James went 1-0. Listen, we'll take it. Clean sheet. I don't mind it, even though I predicted 3-1. I'm still.
What'd you go for, Jordan?
1-1.
1-1.
Damn shame. All right, cool. Let's go around and do our sporting results. Prediction. Sorry. I kick off things as usual. I'm getting used to this.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, all right, mate.
What happens at the end, mate?
3-1. I'm going 3-1 again. I'm tempted to say 3-0. I'm going 3-1.
You love a 3-1. You absolutely love a 3-1.
It's the ritual. It's the ritual this season for me. 3-1. Jordan, up next.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. Lee? Sorry, go on, Jordan.
I'd like a clean sheet. Let's get in the habit of clean sheets now. I need a rung of clean. I've just got a 3-0, we'll get one. So I'm going 2-1.
3-1, 2-1. Lee?
Do you know what? These ones are the hardest because you don't want some team that's going to put out, like, you know what I mean. So, but I'm gonna go with the 2-0.
2-0. Lee back in it.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with the 3-1. But you know when it's one of those tight 3-1s, like I can see it for a lot of the game being maybe 1-1 or we chase something, and then maybe it just opens up or something. I don't know, but. Yeah, I hope they take it seriously. I really do. I don't want to see a super rotated team. I want to take it seriously.
I was confident. Sorry, I was confident for the first leg that he would play Saka, and he did. I'm confident this game he'll drop Saka. I think he'll drop Saka this game. I think he'll wrap him up for the Palace game. But as James says, I think any combination you put out is still strong. I don't know if as Lee said as well, our squad is looking that good now. Our second team is not that far off our first, so it shouldn't matter too much in theory.
Yeah, I'd like to see Tierney, Vieira.
Yeah, it's good to see Tierney come on, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I'd like to see him start against Sporting.
Yeah.
Vieira looked bright.
Yeah, he has been more and more recently when we've been seeing him.
Really liking him.
Fingers crossed that one.
He's got talent, hasn't he? He's got talent.
Yeah.
Patience, Jordan, patience. You're only seeing highlights.
Yeah, I'm not sold yet, but cool.
Oh,
He said
well.
the same about Ben White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
There's
still
a
not.
man you can't name. And Zinchenko.
It feels like years ago now he said the Zinchenko thing. It's crazy.
I
But
know.
probably backed Arteta over all of us. So.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He's always backed Arteta.
So two fingers to all three of you.
Yeah.
I just backed you.
No, you can't win, James. You can't win. All right, people, let us know your predictions in the comment section below. What lineup would you like to see? Would you like it rotated in a similar fashion to the first leg? Less rotation, more rotation? Talk to me. Put the predictions as well as the lineups and all of that in the comment section below. And on the comments, it's time for comments of the day before we wrap it up. An hour on the dot, people. 1,000 likes. You know what to do. We've just passed an hour again. What do you say, James?
How efficient.
Yeah, let's do it. Who's starting us off? Lee, you might as well kick us off with comment of the day.
I'm going to go for this one. Hold on.
Oh, in your own time.
Hear me out, Tom. Too bad James wasn't on the flight to Lisbon. The simmering tension between him and Lee that could have melted the ice off the plane.
I saw that.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm going to come in. My phone is on 1%, so I've really okay. This is from Marlon. The best podcast on YouTube, I've got to say, even though Lee butchered my name, having my wife and friends now calling me Marion. I gotta love you, even the one I shall not name. You called him Marion, and now everyone's adopted that. It is genius.
You've always got to have a nickname.
How can you butcher Marlon though? What?
Yeah.
Didn't have your glasses, did I?
Jordan, you want to go?
Yeah, for real. There was a lot of comments that were saying they love the podcast. Is their favorite pod. So big up all those that love the pod. James, I'm so sorry because half the comments are absolutely bashing me. They're killing me. Why am I on the pod? I don't watch any football games. They're killing me. I've got to throw you under the bus here a little bit, James. There's one here from that says, where is it? Oh yeah, from Andrew. You can tell James had to do an interview to get this gig. The rest are there on merit. James sticks out like a sore thumb. So sorry, mate.
Oh my God.
That is. What's his name?
That is Andrew Ritchie.
Unbelievable.
Big up, Andrew. Big up.
Yeah.
Big up.
Drinks on Lee.
Thank you, Andrew. By the way, I did do an interview. And I smashed it.
I feel kind of bad now because mine's got James's name in it as well.
Go for it. Just go for it.
It's nothing bad like that, I'll be honest. But my one's from Jamsy, and it says Turkish has been called negative for so long, it's water off a duck's back to him. James gets called negative once, and he's been hitting them monologues every week since. That's it. It's not as bad as James's. I mean, sorry, Jordan's.
It's not my fault they talk bollocks and I have to address it. What should we do?
James
I
has
saw
evolved into a
that.
bit of a Jordan over the last couple of weeks. I can't even lie.
You know what it is?
True,
I figured it out. They've got it in for who's bottom of the table. This is the thing with these fans. They just see who's doing worse. We'll pick on them.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's one more here from Nikomo. Jesus, sometimes James does wang on. I like that one.
I love it. Oh, I love it. I just love it. I absolutely love it.
Love it.
I'm about the
Actually,
only person. Yeah, go on.
Lee, what was that comment under the picture with you and Edu on Twitter?
Yeah. Someone said like I had a picture of Edu today, like, and it's someone did you ask if you like custard or not, or something like that.
On that note,
cream.
Oh shit!
I'll get rid of the custard one, thanks to you, James.
Yeah.
The problem was that you didn't say custard. That was the issue.
Come what may.
Right, let's
wrap it up.
I've got to get a big, guys.
Jordan's got a flight tomorrow or later today now. It's 1 a.m.
That's right.
And James has got what? Tactical tomorrow?
Can't wait.
Yes, to the delight of
that.
Can't wait. You lot are taking the piss. Hey, people.
Get your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen. Tactical's out tomorrow. It's a highlight of your Monday.
Oh,
Used to be Monday, Sunday. It's Monday magic now. It's Monday magic.
People, listen, hit the like button, subscribe, and put the notification bell on.
James, I like it. James, I like the show. It's a good show. It's a good show. I watch every week.
I don't care.
I tell you, such a two-face. I tell you what, because you'll have it on with your earphones in your old business class, wouldn't you? Like, and I know the reason why, because you want to get the kip. You know what I mean? That's the reason you'll have it on. I tell you, you'll have it on. You know what I mean? And then when it's on, you'll wake up about 4 hours later and go, "Wow, that's a great flight."
No comment.
James.
No comment.
Well done, like,
No comment. No comment.
No problem. Listen, lads, it's a pleasure as always. I'm going to wrap it up here. People, 1,000 likes, first and foremost. Let's get into that. Make sure you subscribe, put the notification bell on, and you can look out for all the shows. It's not just Tactical Out this week. There's many shows coming out. Hey, we're at love.